Well, the implementation of compulsory education is not going to be straightforward. We're quite confident on a sort of big picture level that we can do this. That's why we're making the announcement now. That's why we're making it very clear what our intent is and why we need to do so. But there's going to be a lot of very difficult, small, technical, operational issues, and that's what the main thing the panel has to do, is to get to grips with where are the gaps and what we can do in the next year and a half to close them. So basically, why is it that some kids are not attending SPED schools or mainstream schools or having any kind of education? What can we do to help those kids close that gap? And if truly there are kids who can't access, we would like to get a better idea of what are the challenges for them. We can think about how we can provide an education for all kids. That's our intent. But it's not going to be possible, absolute 100%, but we want to get as close to that as possible.
Can you share a little bit about why we're implementing compulsory education for special needs now?
Sorry, what's the question again?
Why are we implementing compulsory education for special needs kids at this point?
So the main reason that we're able to move on compulsory education now and implement it now is because of the great work that's been done. The VWOs, the SPED schools, the boards of management, the communities, families that come together. The implementation of compulsory education, we need to be able to deliver it. It's no point just saying it if we can't deliver it. And we're confident now, because of all the good work, and especially the professional development that has happened in the SPED sector, we can deliver what we promise. So that's why we're moving now.
In terms of cost issues, some parents have raised feedback that they will want more financial support, and this being compulsory education being implemented, it should be a universal policy for school fees to be free, just like mainstream primary schools. What would your approach be?
The challenges and the costs in the SPED sector are quite varied, and some of the costs that the parents face are not about the education, but about some of the other care and assistive technologies and therapy that comes with the challenges that their children face. So the short answer is there are going to be varied costs, and so there are going to be varied fees across the SPED sector. I don't think that's a huge issue in terms of access, because there are low-income families currently who are helped to access the SPED sector. We have schemes and we have ways in which low-income families, people who are facing financial difficulties, their kids can receive education within the SPED sector. So by extending compulsory education, that's not going to change. We will find ways to make sure that the kids who need and can benefit from education will get it.
Sorry, one last question. Can you give some reassurance to parents who maybe still insist on not sending their kids to school for certain reasons? They won't be able to apply for exemption.
So the pathway for exemption will still exist, and this is one of the key parts of the work for the advisory panel. Just as for mainstream schools, for a small number of kids we allow homeschooling, for example, that same type of option is going to continue for the SPED kids. But the way in which we need to define making sure that the children are well cared for and adequately provided for, that's part of the work of the advisory panel. So compulsory education doesn't mean that we're going to force everybody to do one thing. There's going to be multiple solutions for multiple kids, but we're just going to do more in terms of including as many kids as possible into the education space.
Thank you.